It's like 20 something essays, and I only have 2 months to do that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been like a while since I filmed something. Like the last time I remember filming for YouTube was like 5 weeks ago, and that was like the week after my meet. So yeah, I've been super busy with college applications. So today is October 30th. November 1st is when most of my early applications are due. I have one due November 15th. I already submitted 2 of them yesterday. You know, I just want to like submit them so I can start on something else, since if I don't submit them, like I'll be checking over the essays over and over again, and there's no point in wasting my time to do that. So I was telling myself that after November 1st, I have much more time to do other stuff, since I submitted 4 out of like 9 applications. But actually that's not true. I actually have way more essays to write for January 1st. It's like 20 something essays, and I only have 2 months to do that, while I had like more than 2 months to write these applications. And I have one application that's due December 1st, because I'm also submitting an arts portfolio, and for some reason you have to do that early. I don't want to like say the school name because I don't like want to make it too public what schools I'm applying to, but you guys will know when decisions come out. Yeah, so December 1st I have 1 month to write like 9 essays, which is not good for my mental health or anything else. But anyway, for most of my schools I'm submitting a art supplement, since I play piano and I want to like put that in my application as well. Anyway, so this week is my deload week. The last video was also a deload week, so it's been like a full block since that. This block was 5 weeks long, since my coach wanted to push a little more for the last week, since I was like on a roll. Before we get to that, I just want to put in some of the PRs, or like the heaviest sets from the past 5 weeks. And some of you guys might have seen this already, since I do post them on my Instagram. And if you don't follow my Instagram, you should definitely do, if you want to like stay updated with my lifts and like the lifts I do basically. So I'll put my Instagram up here. But anyway, yeah, you should follow me on Instagram, and I post like twice a week. Not that much. I know some people post like every single time they work out, which I personally think that's too much. I don't like to bother people that much, but usually twice a week. So anyway, starting with squats. This block I hit a 235 squat double, which is not a PR since I know I hit 245 once, but 235 was like a light RP, which is a RP PR.
Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
I also did 225 for 4, which was super tiring, and also it wasn't quite depth.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
And then I did 210 for 6, which is definitely a rep PR.
Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat.
So this block, my squats didn't improve that much, but I know my bench did a lot, and so did my deadlifts. So for bench, the week ago I hit 148 for a single at RP 6.5, which is pretty fast, and that is about 5 pounds under my max. So it's amazing how I can hit 148 at that speed.
And on we'll go.
And then I also hit 145 for 2. That was a week where I was super tired, and I tried for the 3rd rep, but I landed too high on my chest and I couldn't get it up. So 2 reps, which is still a rep PR.
And we'll grow.
also hit 140 for 3 a week before that.
To see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns.
And I also did 130 for 5, which is definitely a rep PR.
Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
And finally, deadlifts. So since this vlog, I have been deadlifting 2 times a week, which has been super helpful with improving my deadlift form. So the problem with my deadlift was that I just didn't do it enough, and like each time I set up for it, it was inconsistent and like I didn't know what I was doing. So I started deadlifting 2 times a week since my meet, and it has been super amazing. So last week I hit a 280-pound deadlift single, which is 1 pound away from my PR at my meet, and also this was like RP 8, which is pretty fast. So 300 is on the way, and I'm super excited for that. And also a week before that I hit 260 for doubles, which moved at like RP 7.5, which was super good. And the week before that, I hit 240 for 3, which is also amazing. So anyway, as I said before, this week is a deload week, and basically I do lighter weights and less sets and reps so that everything is a lower RPE so I can recover and start a new block fresh. And usually people deload once every 3 to 8 weeks depending on how tiring their block was. I usually do 4 weeks. Last week, which was my 5th week of the block, I was super tired, not only because I've been pushing for 5 weeks straight, but also it had to do with my cycle. So this video, I just want to talk about like how your menstrual cycle affects your strength training. Just like a disclaimer, everybody's body is different and this doesn't affect everyone. Like for me, I don't get period cramps at all, especially since I started working out. Like I do not get cramps. I just feel like slightly bloated, but there's not a lot of symptoms for me. Also, the strength variation throughout the cycle is not that strong for me, but I know some people where their cycle does affect their training a lot, and yeah, it's just different for everyone. So basically there are 4 parts to a menstrual cycle. So there's the menstrual, the follicular phase, ovulation, and the luteal phase. To make things easier, we're just going to split it up into 2 sections, the follicular phase and the luteal phase. Based on a lot of studies, in the first phase, from when your period starts to your ovulation, that's where you're the strongest, and you can optimize your muscle gains in this phase. Also, you can tolerate more volume work. And so implication of that is that you can implement your higher volume or your strength training in the first 2 weeks of your cycle. The second phase, the luteal phase, is where you're more tired and you're more stressed out. This is where your progesterone rises significantly and your body temperature is much higher, and it stays high until menstruation. So the reason why this happens is your body is preparing for a possible pregnancy. That's why during the second 2 weeks of your cycle, you usually feel weaker and stressed out, and sometimes you're more moody and all of that. So as a result, you might not feel the strongest during the last 2 weeks and you don't have much endurance. So as I said before, personally, I'm not that affected by my cycle. Usually like I can overcome it by just telling myself that it's lightweight and just do it. I do find that mentally preparing yourself for whatever lift you're doing does make a huge difference. Like sometimes my warm-up weights feel heavier than my working sets because I'm not preparing myself for my warm-up weights, but I am preparing myself for my working sets. So that's why people say to treat your warm-ups as your working sets, like with the same strict form, with the same tempo and all of that. So if you're programming for yourself, you can try pushing your numbers during your first few weeks of your cycle, doing more volume work and doing higher RPEs. And then for the third and your fourth week of your cycle, you can back off of your training, do your deload that week, and do more like resistance style or those type of trainings if you want to split it up that way. So the reason why my week 5 was so tiring was also because my period was late for like 5 days or so, and so basically my luteal phase was extended for a few days, and it does get more and more tiring as you get closer to your period. But as you can see from my videos, I was still hitting pretty high numbers, like my 280 deadlift and my 145 pound bench, and also my 235 pound squat. Like I still hit those during that week because I tried to mentally prepare myself even though I was really tired physically. So that's the only place where I see my menstrual cycle really affecting my training, is when my period is late. So yeah, that is like a rough rundown of how your menstrual cycle affects your training. If you want to see a more detailed explanation with actual concrete studies and also how your menstrual cycle affects your diet, you should definitely check out the video I will be linking down below. It's a video by Stephanie Buttermore, and she is an amazing scientist who also does strength training. All her videos are super informative. Definitely check that out if you want to learn more about how your menstrual cycle affects your training, and also how your cycle affects dieting, which I don't personally diet. I'm trying to gain weight and I literally can't. But if you are trying to diet or do anything similar to that, check out her video. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.